Children's Scholarship Fund, also known as CSF, was founded by Ted Forsman and John Walton to expose a critical truth about parents. They're the first educators of their children. And when they're empowered to make better educational choices, they'll exercise their authority for the good of their own children and the greater good of society. When we first began, CSF had 1.25 million applications for 40,000 four-year partial scholarships. This put to rest forever the notion that low-income parents are satisfied with the educational choices they have for their children. Our co-founders hoped that by exposing this pent-up demand, the educational establishment would respond, and the educational monopoly exercised by the state would crumble. Not surprisingly, that didn't happen in 4 years. While we look to the day when all parents are able to choose the best school for their children, we want to free as many children as we can from failing education environments now. I've often heard Howard Fuller quote Harriet Tubman, who said that while she was working to end slavery, she would free as many slaves as she could. That's what CSF is doing. For those who believe that every child has the right to a quality education, CSF provides children today with the building blocks for a better future tomorrow by giving their parents a choice of where to educate them. CSF needs more resources to continue to provide low-income children with partial scholarships and also to add new partner programs and scholarships wherever possible. Our longer-term goal is to educate the public about the value of parental choice. By raising awareness of educational inequalities and achievement gaps, CSF is paving the way for wide-scale reforms in our education landscape so that all parents have better choices for their children. CSF's board has launched a new initiative called Giving Parents a Choice, Giving Children a Chance. Its objectives are as follows. 1. To secure funding to sustain and potentially increase the current number of scholarships. 2. To provide opportunities for renewed donor commitments to CSF. 3. To attract a new generation of supporters. And 4. To strengthen the organizational and fundraising capacity of both CSF and our partner programs. CSF is the only national K-8 scholarship organization. Our local partner programs receive matching grants from CSF National. The matching grants are a key factor in our local group's ability to raise funds. CSF Scholarship Awards empower parents and recognize them as the first educators of their children. Parents assume more ownership of their child's education when they are helping to pay for it. In the end, education becomes something that's valued in the home. Let me quote a finding from Stanford professor Carolyn Huxby. She estimates that a reform that improves family effects by 5% probably does more for student outcomes than a reform that improves school effects by 70%. CSF scholarships help bolster the underutilized inner-city parochial and independent school system, which is a vital component of comprehensive education reform. In short, CSF is a program that works and works today, giving thousands of children immediate access to a safe, quality, and values-based education. Each year we refine our CSF model to simplify the process for both families and schools. Scholarships are calculated on a sliding scale. Depending on a family's size and income, they receive 25%, 50%, or 75% of the tuition fee. This way, the scholarship is calibrated to give a family the exact amount of support they need to make a good educational decision. The average family income of our clientele is close to or below the poverty level. Yet, CSF families pay at least $500 per year to have their children in a better school. Families become our partners rather than just recipients, making our scholarship a hand up, not a handout. Twice each year, we verify that families have made their tuition payments and that their child's attendance is 90% or better. Although payment is made to the school, the scholarship is awarded to the family and transfers with the child. Studies show that CSF scholarships lead to higher test scores and improved graduation rates, and you can find those figures on our website. However, fundamentally, parental satisfaction and continued demand for our scholarships are the key measures of our success. We believe we succeed every time parents use one of our scholarships to send their child to the school of their choice. CSF National has begun tracking our New York City recipients internally as they graduate from 8th grade, and we're working with our partner programs to do the same. Here's a sample of our results. The vast majority of alumni we've surveyed went on to attend private high schools, and most received financial aid. The vast majority of CSF scholars plan to attend a 4-year college. Overwhelmingly, families said that CSF scholarships better prepared students for high school. In the future, we'll compare high school graduation, college entrance, and college graduation rates of CSF recipients with city, state, and national averages. Many people don't fully understand how CSF National works with our local partner programs. Each partner is its own freestanding 501c3 organization with its own name, local board, and supporters. Our partner programs receive matching funds from the national organization as an incentive to raise funds locally. Being part of a national effort gives local chapters extra credibility and exposes more people to the idea of broader education reform and parental choice. Partner programs also receive significant program support from CSF National on top of the matching grants. For instance, CSF counsels partner programs on program and development strategy, and our representatives attend partner program events and board meetings. We share program and promotional materials. We advise partners on how to award scholarships, verify financial information, set up school payment methods, and manage other administrative issues. CSF also provides our partner programs with our student database and offers technical support by phone and email. Recently, Philanthropy Magazine cited CSF as one of the best current philanthropic investments people will be talking about 100 years from now for showing the demand for and the success of parental choice. CSF has earned the coveted Charity Navigator 4-star rating every year since it was first rated in 2007 for fiscal responsibility and transparency. Only a tiny percentage of the charities that are rated receive consecutive 4-star ratings. Ultimately, though, our best examples of success are the parents and the children we serve. CSF has empowered thousands of families to immediately move their child from a bad school to a good one for a relatively small amount of money. Since CSF's inception, well over 100,000 low-income children have used scholarships worth close to $500 million to attend the private schools of their family's choice. CSF was blessed with our founders, Ted Forsman and John Walton, and many other high-profile board members and donors. But there's sometimes an assumption that CSF is financially taken care of and doesn't need to raise money. Not true. Every year we spend millions of dollars on scholarships, and daily we hear from new families interested in applying. We very much appreciate support from our generous donors and welcome new funding supporters and funding partners. Sometimes CSF is unfairly labeled as an anti-public school organization. However, we've always been independent of any single agenda and are open to whatever models of education reform will empower parents and provide better educational opportunities for all children. Those models include private schools, high-quality charter schools, innovations within traditional public schools, and any other efforts that are improving educational choices. With more resources, CSF would offer scholarships to more deserving children. We focused on K through 8 because children need a solid foundation, and other groups are already offering high school scholarships. CSF studies show if our recipients go on to attend a public high school, they're still more likely to graduate from high school than if they'd never been enrolled in a private school. However, extending our scholarships through 12th grade would allow many at-risk children to have a safer and more disciplined high school experience and be better prepared for college and their eventual careers. CSF would also pay for academic research and analysis of our program's effectiveness. We'd like to begin tracking our students' test scores and graduation rates compared to their peers in public schools. While several studies have already shown promising results, we haven't been able to afford a long-term, comprehensive study. To truly empower parents, we need to equip them with the tools and information they need to determine which schools are uniquely suited to their particular children's needs. CSF is working with participating private schools to be more transparent in making test scores and graduation rates available on their websites. We would like to offer parent workshops and online printed communications that give more detailed school information to parents. Another option would be for us to connect our parents with groups such as Great Schools that rate schools. CSF could help our parents make their voices heard in the larger efforts to expand parental choice. CSF parents are well positioned to become spokespeople for choice, providing real-life examples of the value of being able to choose a private school.